Welcome to Mystical Monday, where veils lift, illusions dissolve, and the soul leans in to remember what it always knew. I'm Mary Walker, author of the Beyond the Veil series, and today we journey into the liminal space between waking and dreaming, where visions speak in symbols and truth hides in plain sight. Imagine this: a grand celestial playhouse, glowing with divine radiance. Its corridors echo with the whispers of stories long told and those still unfolding. The audience is vast, but silent, awaiting the next act. You step into the lobby, not as a spectator, but as a soul who's seen enough to know nothing is quite what it seems. There's a being of blue light greets you, and you begin to speak. The story unfurls, twisting, turning, revealing secrets behind the curtain. Today's story is titled "The Curtain Rises Again." Lately, I've been feeling the pull of something stirring beneath the surface, like the soul knows a new chapter is approaching before the mind can name it. That's when the dream came. It all began in the dreamscape, a place unlike any other. I found myself standing in the grand marble lobby of an ancient celestial playhouse. The air shimmered with light that felt alive, like stardust dancing in slow motion. Massive golden doors towered before me, and a soft hum echoed through the air, like the orchestra warming up just behind the veil. Beside me stood a luminous blue being, graceful, wise, and silent. She didn't speak, but somehow I knew she was there to listen, to witness. So I began telling her about the play. It was wild, I said, trying to find words big enough. Plot twists at every turn. So many characters, so many masks, lies, secrets, and betrayal, thick enough to make you question what's real. She tilted her head gently, and I took that as a cue to continue. It started off quietly, characters shifting behind the curtains. I heard whispers. Something about a cast change, players exiting, new ones being summoned. A voice in the distance said, "Many will be leaving. Don't be upset." And then faces began flashing before me, one after another, new energies, different roles. I paused, remembering the whirlwind of it all. There were dreams within the dreams, downloads that felt like hidden scripts being revealed. One showed me a fox in a hen house. It felt like a metaphor, a warning. Someone wasn't who they appeared to be. They were sneaking in quietly, blending in, waiting for the right moment to strike. I shook my head, still feeling the weight of the symbolism. Then came another dream. This one was more direct. I leaned in, my voice dropping just below a whisper. She had a name, Agatha. She looked innocent, maybe even supportive, but she was the one quietly pulling all the strings. She brought cookies to the meetings, smiling sweetly in every circle, and always had the right words of encouragement. But behind closed doors, she wrote the scripts, twisted truths, and whispered poison into the ears of those who I trusted. She framed others for the very chaos she caused, knowing exactly when to vanish and when to appear as the voice of reason. She was the master illusionist, casting spells of confusion and blame. And people believed her for a while. So did I. The blue being remained still, absorbing every word, like sacred text. Meanwhile, the main character, she was being attacked from every angle. Family, neighbors, old lovers, people she trusted. They cursed her name, tried to sabotage her home, her livelihood, even her sanity. And the worst part, I looked out across the marble floor, lost in the memory. It worked. For a while, it really looked like she was going to lose it all. I could see the concern flicker across the being's translucent face. But then I smiled. The entire stage flipped. She blinked slowly. The spells, the gossip, the energy thrown, it reversed. Everything they sent returned, not as a punishment, but as a lesson. One lost a job, another's lies were exposed in public. Agatha's carefully constructed tower of illusion crumbled from within, and all the while, the main character, she remained untouched. The being's eyes gleamed with curiosity now, like she was starting to put the pieces together. "You see," I said, my voice softening, "while everyone was busy watching her fall, her spirit team was lifting her, guiding her back to herself. Instead of fighting shadows, she healed her wounds. Instead of shrinking, she expanded. She rose, not in revenge, but in remembrance. She remembered the fire in her bones, the truth in her voice, the light she never needed permission to carry. And when she rose, graceful, grounded, whole, they couldn't understand how their chaos didn't break her. But she knew you can't destroy what is rooted in purpose." She didn't return to prove them wrong. She returned to prove herself right. I took a deep breath. And the irony, they never even noticed. They were too focused on destroying her image to realize they were destroying themselves. The being nodded slowly, as if seeing the full picture unfold across realms. She finally spoke, her voice gentle, like wind chimes through crystal chimes. Like wind through crystal chimes, I'm sorry. And who was this woman? This main character? I smiled a little, stunned that I hadn't said it yet. "It was me," I said quietly. "I was the one. The air around us shifted, lighter, brighter. The play wasn't just a dream, it was my life. And I had survived Act One. Just then, from somewhere behind the golden doors, I heard a voice call out, "Alexis, they're ready for you. The second act is about to begin." I looked at the blue being one last time. She didn't need to say anything. I understood. The curtain was rising again, and this time I was ready. As you step into this new week, I invite you to carry with you the mystery and the message of the play. Where in your life are you watching from the audience when you were meant to take the stage? Are you caught in the shadows of betrayal, or have you begun to rise above the noise and see the bigger script being written on your behalf? Consider this. Even when others scheme behind the scenes, the divine knows every line, every twist, every intention, and nothing escapes the great director's vision. What was meant to break you might just be the catalyst that reveals your strength. You may not always understand the role others play in your life, but what matters most in the role you choose to play in your own awakening. Will you cling to the plot that hurt you, or will you rise into the one that heals you? So, as you move forward, ask yourself, am I focused on their part or my own power? Am I still rehearsing old wounds, or am I ready to step into the next act, whole, wise, and awakened? Remember, you were never just watching the play unfold. You were becoming the star of it, quietly, divinely, and with more grace than they ever expected.